Hey guys, it's Sammy. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a book tag, which I haven't done one of those in so long, but today I'm going to be doing the no disclaimers book tag. As you saw in the title, I was tagged by Amber over at Reading Infinitely. I'm so excited. I haven't looked at any of the questions because I feel like it's more fun when you just like spur of the moment, first thing that comes to mind. Found the tag questions from Allie at Hardback Hoarder. She always has all the tag questions, so if you can never find the original video, check out her video because I know it will have it. Also, I try to make sure I have it down below too. But okay, first question: which trope or tropes in books annoy you the most? Okay, so this is one that is kind of old. It's the like disappearing parents, or like the parents that are never around. I hated this. I remember like old YA, like the parents were basically like irrelevant, like they were never around. I think that's the reason why I like so many like family involved like contemporaries now, because before I feel like these kids would go out and like do all this crazy shit, like go to here and here and here and here, and they like you never saw what their parents were thinking. Okay, so that's really all I got for that. Next question: which writer or writers do you feel are overrated, overhyped? So, look, I think that I love some of the books this author writes. Like, I absolutely adore them. But her old writing is trash, okay? Like, actual trash. And that is Cassandra Clare. Don't hurt me, okay? Look, I plan on reading her books. A lot of her books, the rest of her books, all of her books. But her first books are so bad. And I thought, like, maybe like I was just like outgrown it a little bit, but like I've read plenty of books geared more towards younger audiences, but they were written better. Cassandra Clare's writing in her first like two, like it varies, but like it's so bad sometimes, like it's so bad. So next question is, what are your least favorite books you've read since joining BookTube? So I started watching BookTube around December of 2015, I believe. One of the books that like was really hyped up around the time. So I tried to read this the summer of 2016. So after I had already had a channel, I tried to read Beauty Queens by Libba Bray, and it was awful. Like, you cannot convince me that that was a good book. It was so confusing and so weird, and like it's like a feminist sort of like not retelling, like a feminist story, but like it's supposed to be outlandish, but it was so freaking ridiculous, and I could not understand what the hell was going on ever. But yeah, I really in general don't read books that I don't like / hate. So number 4 is a terrible ending that ruined otherwise quality book. Okay, so this didn't really ruin the book for me, but the ending of the second book in the Wrath in the Dawn series, The Rose and the Dagger, like some of the stuff that goes down at the end, I was so frustrated and annoyed with some of the choices that some of the characters were making that I literally got so upset by what was going on, because I felt like the ending was totally uncalled for and so ridiculous that I was just very irritated. I wouldn't say it necessarily ruined the book, because I believe I still gave that book a 4 stars, mainly because, you know, romance. Only book that I can think of that like had an ending that was like, what the hell, was With Malice by Eileen Cook. That had an ending that I was just like so confused by. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is this a thing? Like, is this supposed to say something about like these people? I was so confused at the end of that book. So I think maybe, so like I liked the end of that book. I felt like it was really interesting. It made the book interesting, but it was also so whack and really threw me off from where I thought the book was going, but in like a weird way, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Ooh, number 5, which fictional characters do you wish were not killed off? Spoilers for The Hunger Games. Whenever I put my hand down, it means you guys can come back and watch the rest of this, if you don't want to be spoiled for The Hunger Games. So when they killed off Prim, I was pissed, because why? What was the point of that? I felt like it was so freaking annoying. Like, if you really wanted to make a statement, why didn't you kill off Katniss? Because she should have been dead like so many freaking times, but no, they decided to kill off the only person that was like really genuinely like amazing person. Pissed. Killed off the other only amazing person in it who did nothing but good things, which was Finnick. Awful. Pissed. I will never be over that. So hi guys, welcome back. In general, I feel like sometimes if a character's death is valid, then it's fine. But most of the time, like, people get killed off for the stupid stuff. Number 6, what are some of your bookish pet peeves? I don't like when people, like, I don't want to do it to any of my books. Here, I'll do it to a book I didn't care that much for. Like when people read a book and they like flip it back. Do you know what I'm talking about? So like I literally see people do this to paperbacks, and like, do what you want with your books. Okay, fine. But like when they turn it back and they like read books like this, like so they can hold it with one hand and they flip the page back, I die a little bit inside. Like I actually kind of hurt this book now. It's all like wonky. I guess in general, like maybe like bookish pet peeves with like how books are made. So one of the best paperbacks I recently read was Crazy Rich Asians, which I felt like was just like it's like one of those books, like paperbacks that like stays open. I don't know what this is called, but like it's always, obviously when you get to the end it gets a little weird, but like it always stays open. I loved the experience reading this. I felt like this was so nicely made, but oftentimes paperbacks are not made that nice. Like, let's see, like I feel like maybe this one probably wouldn't be as nice quality, but we'll see, maybe. So yeah, okay, so you saw how that did, but then look at this. Like it doesn't open nearly as much, and like I could hold it like this for maybe a little bit, but then it's gonna fall. It's not as nice, okay? Next question is, what are some books you feel should have some more recognition? Ooh, my favorite question. Okay, so I read a lot of books this previous year that I found on audiobook that were generally more unknown than some other books. I think I probably have a good 5 that I absolutely adore, that I think more people should check out, absolutely, positively, 100%. Number 1, Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Singh, an adult novel that follows a Chinese American family that is discussing and dealing with the death of one of their daughters who recently was found drowned in a lake, and going back and figuring out what happened leading up to this and dealing with it after. Beautiful, amazing, loved it. Number 2, The Archives by Victoria Schwab, book about this girl who hunts down ghosts that escape this library full of souls, basically, and it's her job to put them back. And when something goes wrong and there is suddenly a lot of bad things happening, she has to fix it, obviously. Deals with grief, deals with an interesting sort of plot, and it has a romance. Number 3, Impossibility of Us by Katie Upperman. This follows the story of a girl whose brother was recently killed in combat in Afghanistan. She's moving to a new town, beachside town, to live with her sister-in-law and like help out with everything. And while she's there, she meets this guy and she slowly starts to fall in love with him, but the biggest problem is that he is Afghan, and it follows that story. And there is awful things in this book and there's lovely things in this book, and I strongly believe that you should read this book. It is spectacular. Also, part of it is written in verse, which I loved. Number 4, Far From the Tree by Robin Benway. This received a National Book Award. It is obviously very good, but it follows 3 different siblings who did not know each other previously. They all had the same mom, but they all had been split up in different foster care and adoptions, and they're just now meeting for the first time, and it's the story of all of their lives interconnecting, as well as trying to find out more information about their mother. Heartbreaking, beautiful, loved it, so spectacular. Should really check this out. And last but certainly not least, I don't know how many times I have to shove this book down your guys' throat, number 5, Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett. Amazing story about friends to lovers to enemies, and then maybe something more later on. Getting stuck in the wilderness, trying to find your way back. It's spectacular, sex positive. I freaking love this book. I think it's my favorite book of the year. I've talked about this many times. Next question, what are your thoughts on censorship and banning books? In general, I feel like it's usually people who are just afraid that their children will become more educated on things than they are, and you know, there's a real big problem with that. I could go on and on about how certain groups of people, older groups of people, like to censor books or just anything in general that will educate the younger generation, because in general there's a lot of fear about education and what becoming more educated can lead you to become if you're catching what I'm saying. I don't agree with banning books. I don't know anyone in my generation who does agree with such a thing. And really, that's all I have to say about it. Don't ban books. I think it's dumb. The people that were banning in Texas, that were banning The Hate U Give, we see you. We know what's going on right now. And it has nothing to do with the fact that the characters were drinking. That's all I've got to say about that. Who do you tag? I don't have anyone to tag. If I do tag anyone, I will tag them on Twitter. But yeah, thank you so much to Amber for tagging me. This was a lot of fun, and I haven't done one of these in a really long time, and I kind of like the ones where you can kind of talk more than like hold up books for each thing. And I hope that you guys gain something from this, especially like underhyped books. I feel like that's something that I want to make like a whole video on. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, all my social media links are down below. They are all at Bookish Sammy. I will see you guys very soon. Bye!